We are live. We are live. We are live. Welcome to the Ring View Podcast. My name is Barry Greer Jr. My good friend there, Josh Tariff, is right next to me. Sir, how are you doing? I haven't talked to you since yesterday, so you should be all right. How are you? Has any changes? What happened? What's going on?
I mean, we haven't spoken since yesterday, but the last time we've seen each other face to face, I was a whole year younger.
Yeah.
So I've definitely spent this time to mature.
Yeah.
To try to look at the bigger picture of things.
And a happy belated birthday. How are you? Are you 38 now?
Oh, no, more than that. It's more than that. But we don't need to get into that.
We don't need to get into that because listen, you as old as you feel. That's just like once you get to a certain age,
I don't want that either, because then I'm in my 60s, man. That's not a good thing.
Listen, that's why I try to, I keep my facial hair to look older. As I get older, I will start to have less facial hair so I can look younger. So, it is what it is. It is what it is. Let's briefly talk about the Elimination Chamber, because that was on Saturday, and boy, was that a snoozehausen.
Wow.
You like that, right?
I did.
Yeah. There's nothing much to talk about, honestly. Like, Randy Orton wins the men's Elimination Chamber. That, I think we kind of call that one. I don't know if we officially called it, but kind of was going that way. Mm-hmm. Rhea Ripley, no, I don't think any of us called the Rhea Ripley, but they just went chalk with that, which just...
They definitely did this. They definitely did the safe picks with everything.
It just but it's typical Paul Levesque, right? Like Paul Levesque sliding into second base, safe picks. And it's just like, they turned the Elimination Chamber into a transitional PLE. And for me, I'm just like, this is one of your most important shows. You date back to last year, how important that show was in regards to kicking off the being the catalyst of John Cena's heel turn. Obviously, it fell on his face, but that got the world talking, right? Yeah. And then you fast forward a year later, and there's no stories coming out of the Elimination Chamber.
Well, we had the domination of Logan Paul. What are you talking about?
Right.
Have Logan Paul eliminate 3 people from the chamber. Which is what they were going to have Braun Breaker do, which is what they were going to have Bronson Reed do, and now we're just going to have Logan Paul do
it. It's like a copy and paste, like booking. What I don't get it.
Well, my big takeaways from the show overall with the chamber is, like we said, play it safe.
Yeah.
And everyone wants Trick Williams to be on their TV.
Man,
the pose,
something else.
The pose on top of the pod,
yeah,
with the camera shot widening out. That was cinema.
Yeah,
that was just complete a cinematic moment there.
Yeah,
and to me, that was like just a moment of the entire show, was his pose.
Yeah.
And that's not saying anything was bad. Like, nothing was bad. Everything was fine.
It wasn't nothing to write home about.
Right. And now we are, on the fast track to WrestleMania.
Is it a fast track?
Well, I say fast track because all of a sudden they went back to page 1 and decided to start over and have a much thinner book to get through between now and WrestleMania. Because all of a sudden, between the safe picks at the chamber, and what happened on Raw, seems like 90% of what we thought was going to happen at WrestleMania ain't happening.
Correct.
So, where do we go from here? Where do we go from here in this episode, Barry? Because I know we got plenty to talk about, but where do we go from a chamber which didn't have much to everything that resulted from the chamber not having much.
Right. I think they tried their best to kick it into high gear on Monday Night Raw. So, you have Paul Heyman and the Vision come out, and they're upset, obviously, and all of a sudden some masked men just start running out, right? So there's one guy that runs out, and then Austin Theory chases that guy off, and there's another guy, and Logan Paul chases that guy off, and now Paul Heyman is in the ring by himself, and here comes the masked man that has a very, very unique build, right? Like, you can always tell, like, if you line all of those guys up, you can spot Seth Rollins right there. Okay, that's Rollins. He just has a particular build. So you see the masked man on the rope. He takes the mask off. Crowd goes crazy. He goes in the ring. Curb stomps him, and
but you forget the chair shot that was identical to the Roman Reigns chair shot in the same building that the chair shot happened.
The chair shot, I forgot about the chair shot. Thank you so much. The chair shot was really, really cool. Because listen, I'm not gonna lie to you, he hit the hell out of Paul Heyman with that chair.
Yes, he did.
Paul Heyman took a nice bump from that chair, man. He really did. Shouts to Paul Heyman. Shouts to Paul Heyman to be able to do what he did on Raw, because that is how you do it, right? That's how you show the guys. That's how you take a chair shot. That's how you take a curb stomp, and then we can be able to get a little color on it as well. You know what I mean? So everything about it, just like, it was cool to me. I was, this was good. I like this segment. I think it did a lot to be able to try to build and hype the storyline as much as they can, because it's been so cursed. It's been so bad. It's been so jaded in regards to how they've gone about this. People getting hurt, and they have to go ahead and go copy and paste and plug and play. But this gives it some intrigue. Had Rollins did this to Austin Theory, nobody would have cared. Had he did this to Logan Paul, I think he would have got a little bit of a reaction. But doing it to Paul Heyman actually gets the most out of the actual, reaction from the crowd and the excitement and people wanting to see more. What Paul Heyman's going to do.
He was the only healthy person from the Vision that Rollins hadn't gotten his hands on yet.
That's a good point.
I mean, so that's who was left.
Yeah.
And now with this, it makes sense, because now you can technically kind of write Heyman off until Mania.
Yeah. Because him, he's gonna sell it.
So then we have, because then you have Logan and Austin Theory trying to figure stuff out because everyone else is gone.
Right.
And then, of course, there's the question, who is Brock Lesnar's opponent that Heyman's affiliated with? Because there was not a single mention of it during the Raw broadcast.
No.
So, and what happened with this, Heyman goes put in the ambulance, right, and all of a sudden Jimmy Uso shows up, beats up Austin Theory. LA Knight is driving the truck. So who knows where he took Heyman. He almost took out some random security guy.
Right. Guy had to jump out of the way. Yeah.
And then later in the actual show was Jimmy Uso versus Austin Theory, and Logan Paul came in, and then Jey Uso shows up. Mind you, 3 days prior, Jey Uso was not medically cleared to be able to compete in the chamber, and all of a sudden he's okay to be back on Raw. I hate things like that. But what they're doing here, to me, is they're just setting up, okay, what we have left to do with the Vision is we're going to have Logan and Austin Theory take on the Usos for the tag titles at Mania.
Yep. Because what else is there for them?
Yeah.
Like, you want to have them a part of Mania, but how? This is the only way how.
Yep.
This is the only way how.
So that looks like is what they're settling for that. Of course, then the question is, well, what the hell is LA Knight doing?
And what is Rollins
doing?
Right.
So it's still a lot of questions, because we already know Bronson Reed will not be there.
Yeah.
Will Braun Breaker be healthy enough to be there by then? Then he could wrestle one of them, where Rollins would make the most sense.
Right.
But then there's still one of them out. So where do they fit in? And do they fit in with Brock or would it be somebody else? Because I know, and we've talked about on the show, we want it to be Oba to have the challenge with Brock. To us, that makes the most sense. I also want it to be Kit Wilson, but
it just might. You never know.
I mean, fingers are crossed for that one. So we have to wait and see. But it's just like, okay, so now the Vision went from running everything and bossing Adam Pearce around and being in the title hunt to Logan and Austin Theory. You guys are going to probably take on the Usos for the tag titles.
Yeah. That's
in a filler match on day 2.
Right. The open, not even the open the show, maybe somewhere, maybe second, third match,
right.
First day 1.
I mean, it could be day 1. I mean, it could also be like match number 2 in day 2 type deal.
Yeah. So that's that. We'll see exactly what happens with that. And then the other thing that happened to me that was a little interesting. It was a little weird though. I don't know how you felt about it, but Rhea Ripley's interview. It was her and Io out there, and Io basically gave her the okay to be able to go to SmackDown to go chase the WWE Women's Championship, right? But I don't know why we had to have that format for the segment. Like, you could have literally just had a backstage segment of them somewhere in the locker room, maybe them just having a conversation, and Io just says, "Hey, look, you got your match, right? Now it's time for you to go to SmackDown. I'm gonna hold it down here at Raw, and we'll see each other down the road. You know what I'm saying? Whether we're gonna go get the tag team titles back or whatever it is, or we'll be double champions, and then maybe we can be able to face each other at some point, right? But the way they did it, it was just awkward to me. It was just like, all of this hugging and stuff.
You were expecting it to be interrupted, and it was one of those rare moments where it wasn't interrupted.
Yeah, like it just felt like there was something coming, and then nothing came. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, how long is this gonna drag out? Because it's getting to cringe hour. I mean, like it was bad.
And because the long story for the last several months was Rhea was the person that would help Io and would be by her side. And now it's like, peace.
Yeah.
I'm going to SmackDown. I'm taking that title. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
And so Rhea has just awkwardly made her goodbye on Raw for whoever knows how long.
Right.
And now, we obviously got Liv and Stephanie Vaquer doing their thing for the Raw Women's title.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody else is going after the Intercontinental title.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Are we going to get one of those hodgepodge matches? I hope not.
Well, on Raw, we're going to have a gauntlet match to determine the number 1 contender.
This is fun.
And even though she's not advertised for it, Becky Lynch, I'm sure, will be involved.
Absolutely. She'll probably weasel her way in and say something about the ref. She'll get it.
Right now, let me pull up exactly who was announced for, because I think it was like 6 women.
Yeah.
It's Bayley and Lyra. I know that.
Okay.
Bayley, Lyra, Io, Raquel, Asuka, and Ivy. So 6 of them are in there right now. And then you got to assume Becky will also get in that.
Before I have to go ahead and go break some news, not some wrestling news, but some very, very sad news. Lou Holtz has died at 89.
Who?
Lou Holtz.
Oh, Lou Holtz.
Yeah.
Legendary coach.
Yeah, legendary coach, man. So shouts to Lou Holtz, man. Great coach, legendary Notre Dame coach.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, at 89, that's a long life. It's a very good life.
Mm-hmm.
But thoughts and prayers to his family.
Sure.
But yeah, it just, we'll see what happens with the Intercontinental title scene as well. Like, it's interesting, the fact that, and again, if we're going to segue, before we even segue into that, Can we talk about this? What is happening on social media between these two? It's very interesting.
Do you have any of the tweets listed up?
I wish I did.
Between Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley. I mean, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but there's no way this is legit. It's 100% just part of the story because we have to figure out a way to make these two hate each other. So this is what they're doing. And I get it because social media is such a huge thing, and different videos and posts that people do constantly get shared and retweeted and talked about. I mean, look at us right now. We're bringing it up.
Right.
So I get why they're doing it. I know it was a type of thing where I think Jade was saying that Rhea was handed stuff and like handed the opportunities.
She was basically saying that how Rhea likes to go to creative and try to wield her power that way. That's why she's always in the mix of things.
And I get it because we have Unreal now. So comments like that can be far more common. But I don't want a wrestling promo to build up a match, bring up, hey, you're talking with the creative team.
Yeah.
Just because it's the type of thing I was like, oh, we talk with the creative team, and now we are going to have a match. Well, if you talk with the creative team, then you already know what the outcome of the match is going to be. So why don't you just tell us that?
But then they also did say too that oh, you know what? You know where I have it? I know exactly where I have it. They also did say too that apparently Jade has some heat in backstage. So you don't believe that either?
I mean, I don't know whether or not she has heat per se. I know there have been some people that have gotten, injured from matches that were involved with Jade. So if there is, I mean, there are reasons for it. And again, I'm not personally blaming her for the injuries because we all know how freak accidents happen during matches. Just look at Bronson Reed a week ago.
Right.
So I wouldn't necessarily, say that. I mean, you can have the talks of, oh, there was heat because she used to be in AEW, or there was heat because she got immediately when she showed up was thrown right into title pictures and tag titles and this and that. There's heat, there's jealousy, and then there's, hey, we can use this for story.
Right. There might be some animosity there because it's competition, right? Like they're jockeying for position, but is it like they hate each other? No, it's probably just a mutual respect that, hey, listen, you're a top dog. I want to be where you're at, and this is just what it is. It's just we're butting heads.
And at this rate, I'm certain it's going to be a topic on season 3 of Unreal.
I'm sure, right? So here's the tweets, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Rhea Ripley says, all you seem to do is talk, and that's literally it. Jade Cargill responds, talk, like the hours you spend talking to creative, right? You know how you said that, like that.
Yep.
Rhea then responds, you're funny. That's funny. Now we know you really do be talking out of your A because everything you say is BS. Don't spread lies on my name, you dumb B. And then Jade responds, hit dogs will holla. Holla, 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 like Teddy Long.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess this all stemmed off of when Rhea said, yes, I'm that bitch. And then she said, no, boo, you were the second option. At me next time, so I see it. So it's, I don't know.
And like the creative thing, and then it's like, oh, you were the second option, because Bianca was more than likely the first option, but she's not recovered yet,
right?
And it's just like we don't need
that,
whether it's true or not.
We don't need to know that.
It's meant to be a story that you want people to believe in and cheer or boo or both for one or the other person.
I think this is kind of the negative drawbacks of an Unreal type of show, right?
Absolutely.
Because it's just,
I totally agree with
instead of it being regular wrestling type of things. Now they're playing into this, oh well, it's all an act, and we, hey, you weren't the first bill. Like, come on now. Like, you still have to sell the match as a real feud instead of this being some manufactured storyline that somebody at a round table discussed. Like let's just try to make sure that it stays within the realm of relatability and realism, because if you don't do that, then nobody's going to care.
Now,
and
let me ask you this: what would you? I'm going complete opposite ends of spectrum here.
Yeah.
From today, this Mania match today with a Mania match of the past.
Okay.
What story would intrigue you more to then watch a match? Option A, Jade versus Rhea, with the social media calling out creative, second option, etc.
Right.
Option B, Booker T and Edge over getting a Japanese shampoo commercial role. Because that also happened.
Give me Booker T Edge.
Which one? The far-fetched, not real thing.
Right.
And that led to a match, as opposed to trying to make it feel real and off the script and all that.
I think this is kind of where maybe Jade shows her inexperience of the business, right? Is that they probably had, hey, let's try to get into a back and forth, and she doesn't really have that level of decorum and understand the line.
I don't blame Jay for that. I'm very confident that this was the type of thing that she checked with someone before was posted.
And they okayed it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, whoever okayed it needs to,
needs to what?
Get kicked in the nuts or something. I don't know. It's not a good idea. Moving on. Now, all right. I try every time I see this person on my TV. I try to get into it, right? I try to support it. It's getting harder and harder by the weeks when I see this person appear. AJ Lee needs some work. Outside of the ring, right? The ring rust is fine for me, because when you're away from the ring for so long, you need to get your rhythm. You need to, and chemistry matters, right? You need to be with the right opponent. All of those things matter. But man, is it a drag to listen to her speak on the mic. I'm just like, can you just go already? Can you just do something and make me interested to hear what you have to say? Listen, I'm Team Punk all the way. I'm Team AJ, but come on now. It's brutally bad. It's bad. If we're going to do a show and be honest, I got to be honest. I like her as a wrestler. I like her but this is bad. It's not good. It's not good.
What about it is not good to you? You have me intrigued now, because she's up there as one of the best women ever on the microphone.
I know, but that was 11 years ago.
Okay. And you don't think she's good on the microphone anymore?
No. I think just like she has ring rust in the ring, I think she has ring rust in regards to her promo work. It does. I remember what AJ used to be. She's no longer that. It's just very awkward, because even the cadences of her getting her point across, and then there's this, you say your line and your music hits, boom, right? There is an awkwardness where there's hey, I'm looking at all the girls in the back, and you want some, you can come. And then there's this delay, and then the music hits. They don't even know when to be able to cue the music, because her cadences are so off. That's the whole point, is that you can understand the cadence of a promo and understand where it's going, how it's going to end. You might know even the words. You might have the script there in the back, but it just doesn't feel like she was finished talking. And then the truck is okay, hit the music now. Is she done? Okay, cool. Let me hit the music. That's the way it felt like to me. It was just it's not together. And I think she just needs more work or just more reps to be able to get the rhythm back. But for right now, it just isn't there. It just isn't there. And everything that she does doesn't sell any match to me. It sells nothing.
I disagree. I love that. Now again, we mentioned to it that segment that like opened the Raw a week or two ago that was AJ and Becky.
Yeah.
Where like then the match kind of happened. We agree that was kind of awkward, but it wasn't awkward by one or the other person. It was just weird feeling delivery stuff. AJ Lee, she's now in that position where she's the uber baby face, all competitors welcome type deal.
Yeah.
We know she's best where, okay, here's the target. I'll have my pipe bomb ready for that person. And that is going to happen, whether it's with Becky again and she's going to like bring someone up that she hasn't brought up yet, or if it is someone else, or if it's a group of people, we will have that set. But AJ is very comfortable on the microphone, and it's now like an era where it's showing more gratitude than what she did 11 years ago. 11 years ago, there was definitely the chip on shoulder mentality,
right?
With it, which, could have brought some edginess to it.
It's wherever she was in her life at that time.
Yeah, exactly. So, deliveries will change, the people will change, but I have no issues at all with her promo work. I think that, she knows how to put things over herself, her opponent, the match, the who, what, where, when, why, and how. She is an expert at doing all of that. And as we get closer to Mania and pinpoint exactly what the match is and who's in it, I mean, with the amount of people lined up and then Becky getting involved, I can see this turning into a multi-women match.
A hodgepodge, yeah.
I mean, this is potentially, and I know we'll get into the other Intercontinental title in a moment, but to me, this is going to kind of turn into both IC title matches are going to be ladder matches.
I don't hate it.
Which ain't the first time that WrestleMania's done that.
I don't hate it.
And you're going to have a bunch of women in a ladder match. You'll have a bunch of men in a ladder match, or they're going to have AJ Lee and Becky one more time with some stipulation.
Right.
Like I'm not ruling against AJ Lee's promo work.
I said that I think that she just in my opinion, I just think that she needs a little bit more reps. Once she gets a lot more comfortable doing it, I think she'll start to. I just keep thinking about old AJ, and if that's my problem, then that's what I got to get out of my head, right? I need to kind of get that out and just view it from just a person just doing a promo. That's
maybe make your hat like one or two notches looser, so it's not.
I have an extremely small noggin. Okay, like this is loose.
I have a very large head because I have a very, very large brain.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I mean. Most of it doesn't work.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
But it's large in volume.
It's fine. You can sell that if you want.
Yeah,
I'm not going to disagree with you. We have a comment here. WWE needs to stop pulling stars out of retirement and push younger talent, take risks. Otherwise, they're becoming as stale as WCW. Big surprise needs to happen at WrestleMania this year at the end. Jacob Wasano, I don't know if we're going to get that surprise at this WrestleMania. I'm sorry. That there's not going to be some type of surprise, appearance. We are getting one of the biggest main events that probably WWE has ever produced in their history between Punk and Reigns. And I don't see that there's going to be any type of chaos in that match. It's going to be straight up and
the big thing with that, I mean, while I
agree with
and would like that to happen. I mean, aside from WrestleMania 21, where you had Cena and Batista both win the titles to start that era,
it's never been a youth movement.
WrestleMania specifically, because that's the one that you get all the casuals and non-wrestling fans that still tune in. So you have to give them the people they know. That's why Taker's still around. That's why Punk is there. That's why Lesnar's there. That's why these legends will come out. That's why, by the way, the Bellas are back, but we haven't heard from them in a month since they came back.
And
but they're there.
Hear them. Yep.
You know, so you know, that's type of thing where like Backlash, boom, that's when, like, you know, the youth can start after the Mania.
Yeah.
Again, I would like it to happen. I would love, you know, if Braun Breaker's healthy enough to get inserted in something.
Yeah.
I know I've talked on this show repeatedly about Sami Zayn, and that's looking less and less likely. We've talked about Jacob Fatu.
Right.
Where, I mean, we know how big a star Trick Williams is. So Carmelo, you know, amongst many, many others.
Yeah.
So they have the youth for when they choose.
It's just it's not time to.
It's not at Mania that they choose to do it.
Right. Because you gotta remember, right? They call WrestleMania the showcase of the Immortals. You want to make sure that you have as many established stars, legendary names, all of these other things, because that's what the show is. It's a spectacle. You want to make sure that it's as big as a spectacle as you possibly can get. And if you can be able to get the big names to be a part of the spectacle, then you're always going to have that on deck more than pushing the young stars that you want to establish here. This is the future of the company. And are we saying that there's going to be a WrestleMania that might happen? Possibly, right?
Again, it's happened before.
Right. That's not saying that it can't happen again, but it's in this TKO era, I'm going to say it's very unlikely.
It's not going to happen this year, and certainly not going to happen next year in Saudi.
Right, 100%. And, you know, saying, you know, Braun stealing Punk's moment. I mean, who knows? Like, if they want to go ahead and put some intrigue into that, I don't see that happening, but we'll see. Hopefully, Braun can be a part of the show in some capacity, because he's a very good talent, and just unfortunate that he got hurt. Moving on. Intercontinental title match. Penta. Dom. Okay.
Seventh time is the charm for Penta.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, before, you know, we got a backstage promo, you know, early on in the show, and Dom was like, "Hey, listen, you guys ready? Right? You guys ready to be out there for me? Help?" And Finn is like, "Help? You don't need no help. You're good, right? Oh no, that's not what I meant. I just want you guys to be out there to be with me." Yeah, okay, cool. So JD's like, "Yeah, Finn, we gonna be out there, right? Yeah, we gonna be out there to support you, homie." Like, you know what I mean? And so the match it's a good match. It's a good match. But Dom then asks JD, "Hey, get me the damn hammer, the ring bell hammer. Get it to me," right? JD goes over there and pushes over he didn't even have to push the guy. Why'd you have to push the guy out of the way? Just ask him for the hammer. And then, you know, but then it goes into, he's about to give it to Dom. And then Finn says, "Hold on a second. We don't do this. Okay." He said he didn't need our help. Okay. We're just here to support him. He don't need the help. Lo and behold, Penta gets up. You know, you got the what do you call it? The Mexican driver?
The Mexican Destroyer.
1, 2, 3. We got a new Intercontinental champion. Dom is shocked. Everybody's shocked. Penta is happy. The crowd is going crazy. I'm happy. But one thing I didn't like the way this went down. I think that out of all the scenarios we've been talking about for weeks, Josh, they chose the worst one. Come on, man. Come on.
So, remember how I said at the beginning of this podcast how they're going back to page 1?
Oh my God! I don't even think this is page 1.
We went from, okay, it's clear as day we're going to have Dominic versus Finn for the IC title.
The story's right there.
IC title's gone. And good for Penta.
Right.
I'm happy he has it, and I expect him to lose it at Mania.
Yes.
But he'll be a transitional champion. So to me, as far as Judgment Day goes, we are now going away from Finn versus Dom for the IC title to what to me is starting to look like turn into just a triple threat match between the three of them.
Right.
With obviously no title at stake. The thing is, you have forgotten the most pivotal part of this entire thing when you broke that down. Dom lost because he got cursed.
Right.
Danhausen made his Raw debut backstage with his list of soaking wet toilet demands, including the immediate Hall of Fame induction, which I loved. And Adam Pearce then introduces him to Judgment Day. JD and Dom talk trash to him. Danhausen curses Dom, then disappears. And Dom loses the Intercontinental title.
Yes.
First time ever Danhausen's curse has worked. And it is not done here. And I told you something through text that I had an idea.
Yes. Are you revealing that idea now?
Because this has to do with my idea.
Okay.
What can we do now that we completely scrapped the Dom versus Finn IC title idea? Where are they going with this?
Tag team match.
No. It's far more, well, I don't want to say complex because it does write itself, because it involves other people that had nothing to do with this segment.
Okay.
And I think it could be a really, really beautiful thing, which means we know it won't happen. So, Dom is now cursed. He just lost the Intercontinental title. He is about to lose the AAA Mega Championship.
Yes.
Because their stipulation in his match with Vikino is if he loses, he can never appear in AAA again. The curse is going to continue because Dom is ready to be elevated to the main event.
Yes.
So Dom is going to lose that title as well. Dom is losing his friendships with Finn and possibly JD. This is all blown up. Maybe results in this triple threat match or one-on-one match or whatever. But it ain't going to be a title match. Also, things might get crazy with him and Liv. Because all of a sudden, Liv is focusing. Liv's going to be mad at him. Why are you losing? You're bringing all this bad luck. You're cursed. You're dropping titles. I can't have you around me. I need to win the women's championship. I need to beat Stephanie Vaquer. He might lose the titles. He might lose the Judgment Day. He might lose his girl. He's going to lose everything. Dominic is losing everything between now and WrestleMania. And it might even get to the point where he might not even be in a match at WrestleMania. Obviously, it's more than likely it'll still be like a triple threat or something, but there's a chance he might not be in it. And if he is in that match, he's losing it.
Right.
Flip to something else that happened on Raw. Now, keep everything I just said in mind. There was a very interesting match that happened on Raw with Gunther and Dragon Lee, where Gunther decimated Dragon Lee. At the end of the match, locked Dragon Lee into sleeper, and in the course of that, ripped off his mask.
Right.
Where Dragon Lee then tapped out. Gunther won the match. Who is the one that is always the savior of masked wrestlers?
Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio is about to come out and be mad at Gunther for insulting Lucha Libre and taking off Dragon Lee's mask. And we are going to get Gunther and Mysterio at WrestleMania.
Retirement match.
Putting Rey's career on the line. And Gunther is going to be doing things so mean to Rey, beating him up, doing whatever, leading up to it.
That his son is going to.
And Dominic is going to be so down in the dumps from everything that's going wrong with him that he eventually realizes the only thing that he has is family.
Real family.
Real family. And Gunther and Ray, it would go one of two ways. Gunther might end his career, or Dominic will help Ray defeat Gunther. And Dominic makes a full-fledged babyface turn, and him realizing the wrongs breaks the curse. And now Dominic is a face. He can have a feud with Gunther. The crowd already loves Dominic. It ends the Judgment Day stuff. It ends the relationship with Liv. It brings some closure to him and Ray. Whether Ray wins or loses, it brings closure to it. Because maybe Gunther wins and then tries to unmask Ray after, and Dominic comes out to stop that part. And they have a hug at the end as Ray's career ends. But now all of a sudden, you have the Judgment Day finish off. Finn makes the face turn. He can still have a feud with JD because there's the, mentor-mentee story there. Dominic loses everything. Gunther has his Mania match because we have no idea what the hell he's doing yet. It continues the career killer persona. You continue the story with Dragon Lee and the Mask and Lucha Libre, the legacy, the careers, family. It all comes together. It makes sense. It would be entertaining, and they won't do it.
Yeah, I was literally at the edge of my seat. It was great. And you're absolutely right. They will never do it. You know why? Because that takes brains to put together. And they don't have time for that because a lot of those storylines are chat GPT'd. So this is a chat GPT. We're just gonna omit your great storyline because man, is complex. There's a lot of people that are involved in it. You can be able to
build up multiple matches.
Yeah, you can settle so many different things. The only part about that sucks is that we don't get the payoff between Finn and Dom, right? Because that's what I want. But outside of that, everything else works.
And I mean, you still can to an extent if they do have their match, because then Finn will win the match.
Yeah.
So you have some payoff, but again, it would have better payoff if the title was involved. But obviously, that's not going to happen now.
Is there any way that Dom can get the belt back before Mania?
Oh, there's a way. Invoke his rematch clause, have a title match on Raw, but the curse is still there.
It's like Steve Nash was the point guard of this team, and you are the 8'9" center that they drafted, and the ball was put right in front of you. And all you had to do, you don't even have to leave your feet that much. You just have to kind of make contact with the ball and just hammer it home. And the big 8'9" guy grabs the ball and lays it up instead of dunking it. And everybody's looking at you like, that was your moment. Why would you pass that up? You had Steve Nash give you the lob. The lob was literally right there for WWE. You just let Dom keep it until Mania and you start the erosion, because Finn does that with JD. They're fighting for the damn hammer. Dom then looks at Finn and is like, what the hell are you doing? You told us that you didn't want to interfere with this. Win it your damn self, right? You got Penta dives out and hits both of them, right? Mm-hmm. And then Dom finds a way to tuck the hammer, right? The hammer gets away from Finn and Dom or JD or whatever it is, or he finds something else, and he ends up weaseling his way into beating Penta again, right? Mm-hmm. But now Dom is upset because it's like, you tried to cost me the Intercontinental Championship. Are you with us or are you not with us? That's the way to be able to. You have how many weeks to be able to build this erosion? It's right there in front of you. You could have literally had a week-to-week erosion of this storyline where everybody would have been bought in, and you ruined it. You absolutely ruined it. I got nothing. Yeah. I'm so upset. I love it for Penta that he got the championship, but come on now. Like, there was another time for him to get it. Not now. He already lost like 19 matches in a row. He can lose another one and be able to get it at some point. Or here's another, interesting. You could have moved them somewhere else. Move them to SmackDown. Let him go get the US title. Good, do something. But come on now. Finn deserves the damn Intercontinental Championship for all the stuff that they've been doing to him. Come on. You can't turn him face and not have nothing to chase. It's silly.
Mm-hmm.
Dom ain't defend the title in like 9 months, and all of a sudden he loses the he was supposed to lose the Finn. That's all I'm saying. It was right there. Every time, man, every time they just do something that's like. Now, I want to see how they. I want to see how they put this together, because if they go the lazy route, Josh, I'm just gonna be like, all right, enough. I've had enough.
I mean, the lazy route would be Penta versus Dom versus Finn versus Jade in a fatal 4-way.
That's what I'm talking about.
As fun as that match would be,
it does nothing for the storyline.
It does nothing for the story.
Moving on.
But yeah, but I've now been promoted the head of creative. So
listen, if you were the head of creative, I think WWE will go back to the greatest storylines ever told. We will get like, we would get like Mega Power style story. You know what I mean? Where you build that for a year, that type of animosity and drama. I love it because you sprinkle some chaos in there. I like that. You got, listen, as a wrestling booker, you can be able to have chalk when it makes sense.
There's a method to the madness.
Yes.
You have the chaos as long as you see the wider picture
and you can put it together
that go down the road with it.
Listen, wrestling, as we've been fans for our whole lives, you have to sprinkle some chaos in there, because when you sprinkle some chaos, it leads to people not being able to sniff out the trail. Right? Right now, we all know where the trail is going. There's no suspense. There's no, there's some tracks here. We don't know if it's bear tracks. We don't know. Like, we need some chaos to be able to say what the hell is going on. We know where it's going. Like, and that's the sad part. Come on now. You gave us an extra month of build for Mania, and all you're going to do is just have bland TV for the next 6 weeks.
Yeah.
God, I'm telling you, man, as soon as I seen Penta hit the Mexican Destroyer, I was just like, are they really going to give it to him? Like,
as soon as Danhausen cursed him, I'm like, it's happening.
That's where you saw it.
As soon as he got cursed, I'm like, Dom's dropping the title.
Oh my goodness. All right. Are we done? Is it main event time?
Your main event promo time.
Is it main event time? Here's the picture. This right here says so many things to me. First off, it says that there's two legends that I respect dearly. Generational gap, right? In regards to one guy, really dominated an era. He was the voice of the voiceless. And then there's this other guy who, because of this guy, made his debut. Now, it wasn't particularly Punk's doing to say, hey, I want Roman Reigns in the Shield, but he was a part of the Shield anyway and got called up and became the man after a while. So there's so many different ways. And then now we have Roman Reigns, who is the literal face of the company. He's the GOAT. He's Mr. WrestleMania now. This is as good as it gets. But I thought the first promo was pretty good. That was really good to me. This one, though, Josh, this one was better. This one was better. I think that if we're going to get more of these as the weeks go on, I think that they're going to get more contentious And I think that that's going to make for great TV. I loved every minute of this. The biggest thing that I loved is the fact that Roman Reigns said what he said, right? And then he walked away, dropped his mic, and proceeded to walk past CM Punk. And CM Punk grabbed his arm and said, "Oh, no. You said what you had to say. Now you're going to listen to me." And the realism in that promo, that's what wrestling is. None of this performative nonsense. You put some real animosity in there. You put some story in there. And this is where you have magic. This is why Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart was always so good, because they legitimately didn't like each other. And you can feel that, although they were trying to be as professional as possible at certain times. You felt it. Edge and Matt Hardy, you knew that they disliked each other, but man, did that storyline come off, right? You need that. And I don't necessarily believe that Roman Reigns really despises Punk. I think he doesn't like him because of there's history there, but it just adds to the story. And him talking about I'm gonna lay you next to your dead father. That to me, I was like, oh, you went there. It's good. It's good. Now, granted, obviously, everybody's like, oh, I can't believe you said that. Everything was like, approved. Roman Reigns approved all of this.
And Roman just said the same type of stuff in his feud with Cody about
Yeah. So like, there's no, like, people need to stop reading too much more into it.
And we already know Roman's going to respond to it by saying that, Punk is nothing like but a dog, and he's going to bury him next to Larry.
Right. That's next. That's what's going to send Punk off the reservation. Yeah. So it was good, man. And this is how you build a WrestleMania match, because obviously, just like Punk said, I'm going to have to be doing all of the heavy lifting to carry this fucking match into WrestleMania because you ain't going to be here, right? So all of the stuff, we got every single bit of what you wanted, some realism, some one-liners, some gotcha moments, it was great. It was great. I loved every second of this. I would love to know what you thought about it.
I was curious. Roman called Punk Phil a bunch of times, but Punk Punk never called Roman Joe.
Never. Yeah.
So I find that to be an interesting dynamic.
Explain.
Where it's just like part of the characters and the stories on trying to push this or that, because Roman thinks, I'm gonna like kind of twist the needle by calling him by his real name, where Punk's like, I don't even need to resort to that.
Right.
Because
it's beneath me. Yeah.
Because I prove what I can do in the ring week after week after week, defending my title every week or whatever. So I think that's an interesting dynamic. Honestly, the Barry next to your dad. Yeah. Shock value line. We've heard it before. I wasn't as crazy. I mean, it was a good line. It was a good end to the promo. I wasn't as like hyped and going nuts about it as what I've seen. People were reacting with it.
Yeah.
And I guess part of that is, and I don't want this to come off insulting in any way, because we know how legendary Roman's father and uncle, were, and what they did for wrestling with the entire bloodline.
Yep.
How many casual wrestling fans can name which one of the Wild Samoans was Roman's father?
That's a fact, though.
And again, it's not trying to be insulting, because they're both legends and they've done so much.
Yeah.
But so when you say something like that, because when you have an issue with, Cody next to your father, well, everyone knows your father's Dusty Rhodes. Brett next to your father. Well, we all know your father was Stu Hart, or you talk about other family members or things like that. You know, when you have the family members that were pinnacles of their individual successes, casual fans react to that along with the diehards. So while all the diehards are just like, oh my God, he got him good with that. Oh, that was a brutal line, because it is a brutal line. The casual fans are just like, oh, that wasn't nice. How's Punk going to respond?
All right.
And that's that. So, I mean, with that said, honestly, my personal opinion, I liked their first promo more than this one.
Okay.
I love both of them because, again, we're in complete agreement with this. This is by far the main and only selling point that Mania has right now is this match.
This is the only storyline or only feud that feels like a Mania worthy feud.
Because the matches that we have so far up to this point, I know we got like 5 or so more weeks.
Yeah.
But the matches that we have right now, Liv and Stephanie will be a fun match.
Yep.
But ain't going to get hyped like this.
No.
Jade and Rhea will be a fun match. Not going to get hyped like this.
Right.
And this.
Yeah.
I think those are the only ones that we have
that are locked down.
Officially locked in.
Yeah.
Because you have Randy Orton getting his title shot, was listed against Drew McIntyre. But I feel fairly confident Drew ain't going to be champion.
Oh, you're going there. Interesting.
I mean, we can touch more on that because I know we're finishing up with the Roman promo.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, so this is easily the most dynamic, the most intrigue, the most story, the most star-studded, as you mentioned, match that we're going to have this weekend.
Yeah.
And all of these promos are going to deliver. And what's going to be great is they should only get physical once.
Yeah. At Mania.
The rest of it, well, I'm just saying, like maybe the Raw right before might be the only time, and they get separated by everybody.
Yeah, listen, I don't need it
though. I don't need
that's what I'm saying. I don't need it. But you're right. Like they should only get physical,
right?
The minimum once.
So the talking is going to continue because you're going to have the one thing that I'm intrigued on, which is something you did not touch on in the promos.
Yeah.
Is Punk not only, mentioning the father, but talking about how he talks with all of his cousins or whoever backstage. Will Punk's comments now enrage said cousins? Where not necessarily saying they're going to attack him or anything like that, but would he be inadvertently bringing Bloodline back together?
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Because he couldn't shut up.
Right.
That's the intrigue that I have going to the next promo or backstage reactions of you see Punk walking backstage and the Usos approach him about something.
Right. Right.
That's where I'm at with this. So we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I think it was great though. It has my antennas up, and I'm actually excited for it. And the fact that they can be able to get me excited for at least one of these matches, I think is a good thing.
Yeah.
You mentioned the Cody thing, so
because we got to touch on it real quick because I got to be running.
Yeah.
But this Friday on SmackDown, based on everything McIntyre was doing, Nick Aldis has made a title match this Friday on SmackDown.
Yes.
Cody's winning the title back on SmackDown.
Are we still getting... All right, here's a question, because I know you got to go. Are we still getting the Fatal 4-Way?
No.
So we're going to get Cody and Randy straight up?
Yes.
And then we get Fatu and Drew?
Either that
or
Drew and Aldis.
I need that.
But to that point, if it is Drew and Aldis, well, where the hell does Fatu go?
That's what I'm saying. He has nothing to
do. He would have to get inserted into Cody and Orton, which, as much as I would enjoy the match, we know we've been waiting for the story of Cody and Orton.
Yes, because that's a story to be told.
Right. So I don't want Fatu to interfere with that. So I almost want Drew and Jacob to have their own separate match, and then Aldis be involved with that on either side. Either it all ends up of him siding with Drew and helping, and it turns out he's the one that attacked Fatu or some crazy thing like that. Or he prevents Drew from cheating, Fatu beats him, and then we can have Drew begins something.
Yeah, and then we can have a payoff at Backlash.
Well, because there's also rumors going around that Drew is going to be filming something right after Mania. So who knows how much time he have to be off if it is on that schedule.
Got it.
More and more reasons that Cody's winning the title back on SmackDown this Friday.
Interesting turn of events. Well, listen, before we get out of here, there was a match that was announced.
There is one other. I mean, as big of these matches that we're talking about WrestleMania weekend that were announced, there's one that might be even bigger, and that's the Friday before WrestleMania, April 17th, at the FSW Arena, the Future Stars of Wrestling in Vegas. Mania week. My man, my 7-foot anomaly, Alex Ace, with my alter ego, Christian Rosenberg, in the main event of the Relentless Pro Wrestling event, Sin City Slam. Go up against the champion, the Element of Surprise, Mikey O'Shea, for the SoCal Heavyweight title. The QR code is right there. Tickets are on sale now. I promise you, it's going to be much, much, much cheaper than WrestleMania, and will be just as, if not more, exciting. And you'll be able to watch history. Biggest event in the history of Relentless Pro Wrestling. Biggest main event. Biggest champion they've ever had when my 7-foot anomaly wins that damn title. And you can get your tickets now. It is public. It is official. I can talk about it. Get those tickets. Watch me do my thing WrestleMania weekend.
It's crazy that alter ego is very rude. I actually, we had a nice interview, and then he just continued to insult me. And,
a nice interview. I heard that you got an interview with him that will be airing sometime soon.
Yeah,
and he said nothing but negative things about you.
But how can he? All I did was ask questions.
I don't know. I mean, I kind of know you, so I kind of agreed with what he was saying. As far as
you see what I'm saying, like you have to be in my corner. Don't try to side with anything else.
You want me to choose between being in your corner or being in the corner of Christian Rosenberg?
Yes.
Do you know who he manages? Why would I go against anything he says?
That just doesn't make me feel good as a partner here. Okay. It just, I don't know. But, I will say this. I wish him luck. But I did say to him, don't be the reason that Alex Ace doesn't become champion. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, there won't be any issues. Alex Ace is winning that match.
Yeah.
He's winning that match. Look at him. Pull that picture up one more time. Look at that man. Are you going to tell that guy he's going to lose anything?
Do you still have where is the SoCal Heavyweight Championship?
Well, you have to ask Christian Rosenberg that.
Where is it? Well, listen, I would love to have another conversation with him because set it up.
I'll see what I can do.
Yeah. Until next week, we will discuss some other things. We did not get a chance to talk about who's in the Hall of Fame, who just got announced. So we will hold that off because obviously
we'll hold off because I want to talk about it because I'm so happy about that.
We want to give it the appropriate time that it does need and deserve. So until next week, stay safe, stay cool. Peace.